Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Violet Precious. Hi guys, it's if you guys are feeling very much good. So guys, today I'm back with another reaction, and today we're going to be reacting to Apostate claims to know the whole Quran, Muhammad Ali. Guys, this is going to be crazy, like knowing the whole Quran. Let's just get right into it, guys.
How are you, Afif? You good?
Hi, I'm doing very well, Muhammad. Thank you for taking me on. I'm an ex-Muslim atheist and YouTuber as well. And I had some questions regarding jihad, and my goal is to challenge the commonly held belief that Islam is a peaceful religion and that jihad is only allowed in self-defense. So there's a narration I wanted to bring up. This is from Sahih Muslim, hadith number 22.
Okay. No. Okay, let's move. I feel like you came with a script and you're just going in, it's a conversation, right? How are you? You good?
Yes, doing very well.
Usually, I do not allow many people who just on multiple different channels to come on mine because I believe they're just wasting time. If they were sincere, they already heard the message from someone. But I try to allow even one chance for that individual. I speak to them at least one time. You said in the beginning of this talk, that in the monologue that you wanted to start with, you said, I'm an ex-Muslim.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What other religion, other people on earth, do they ever start speaking, saying, I'm an ex-Christian, I'm an ex-Hindu, I'm an ex-atheist, I'm an ex-agnostic? Do you ever hear this?
I very rarely hear that.
Okay. So why are the only people who quote-unquote leave Islam come and introduce themselves with something from their past that they quote-unquote left? You left Islam, you're now an ex-Muslim. Why are you talking about something you've already left?
I think it just helps people understand my background, like the fact that I used to be a Muslim before. They understand like where I'm coming from and the fact that I have like an understanding of the basics of Islam. That's how I introduce myself when I'm talking about Islam. Let
me ask you this question. Just because someone left Islam, does that mean he knows the basics of Islam?
I think that's true.
So you think everyone who left Islam knows the basics of Islam?
That's my assumption, yes.
That's a false assumption. There are many examples online of people who claim that they have left Islam who do not know the basics of Islam. There is tons of videos online, tens of videos online of those individuals, tens of screenshots from social media in which they do claim that they left Islam while they do not know the basics of Islam. And you do claim you know the basics of Islam, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell me what are those basics? What are the main foundational things?
Just the 5 pillars of Islam, the Shahada, the declaration of faith, the 5 daily prayers, giving zakah, fasting.
Okay, what is the percentage of zakah that is supposed to be given?
I believe it's 2.5% of your savings.
What savings are those? Like
the savings that you've had like in your bank account for the amount of 1 year, 1 calendar year in the Muslim calendar.
So if I saved £100 in my bank account for a period of 1 year, I give 2.5%.
I think there's like a nisab, like there's an amount that above which you have to give it.
Do you know the nisab?
No, I don't really.
I thought you know the basics. How are you gonna give the zakat if you don't know? It's a necessity to know the nisab because zakat is an obligation on every Muslim that he has to give. So he needs to know what the nisab is in order for him to give the zakat. Okay?
Yeah, but I left Islam before I even started earning any money. So that wasn't really pertinent to me, right?
Okay, so you never had enough money in your life to give zakah?
No, not when I left Islam. The Shahada, Salah, Zakah, Som, fasting during the month of Ramadan.
Okay.
And Hajj.
Do you know about Hajj?
Yeah, also I'm a Hafiz too, but I do know about the Hajj.
You are a Hafiz too?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, yeah? Read. سيقول السفهاء من الناس ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم. Read.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I'm just used to saying that. This is from Juz 2. سيقول السفهاء من الناس ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا عليها. قل لله المشرق والمغرب يهدي من يشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. وكذلك.
You're reading. Your eyes is obviously exposing the amount of lies you're making.
I'm not reading.
Look, Afif, why do you lie, Afif? Afif, why do you lie? You should be more of an honest individual and should not claim. Okay, look at the door behind you. Look at the door behind you.
Yes.
Okay, and read for me now. وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا. Read.
وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا كَانَ عَلَى رَبِّكَ حَتْمًا مَقْضِيًّا.
Continue.
I don't remember the rest. I haven't read the Quran in like 3-4 years.
You're Hafid. What happened? What surah is this? No. Look there, please. Afif,
yes,
look there.
Yes.
Okay, what surah is this?
I have no idea.
So how are you Hafid if you do not know what surah it is and you cannot finish the verses?
Dude, I haven't read the Quran in like 4 years.
Okay. Read from سوف نصليهم نارا.
سوف نصليهم نارا.
Afif, go ahead. Yeah, tell me.
سوف نصليهم نارا.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't remember.
You cannot remember. What surah is this?
I have no idea.
Okay, so الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض. Read.
الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل من السماء ماء.
No. This is the beginning of Surah Al-An'am. This is the first verse in the middle of the exam. Afif, please. Why do you look this way?
Okay. I wanted to get back to the topic, but I wanted to say something.
Yeah, no. But I want to show you do claim you memorized, okay?
Yes, I did.
So فلعلك باخع نفسك.
فلعلك باخع نفسك على آثارهم إن لم يؤمنوا بهذا الحديث أسفا.
Which surah is this?
This is Surah Al-Kahf.
Surah Al-Kahf. Yeah. At least you know this one. So now the easy questions you can know, like Surah Al-Kahf, which Muslims read on the day of Friday. But to claim that you're a hafiz and you cannot answer easy questions that I was asking you, like the beginning of Surah Al-An'am. You cannot answer basic questions that I was asking, like the end of Surah Maryam. وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا كَانَ عَلَى رَبِّكَ حَتْمًا مَقْضِيًّا ثُمَّ نُنَجِّي الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا. You do not know how to finish. Do not come and claim to us that you memorized the Quran.
No, I did memorize the Quran in the past, but obviously I haven't read in the 4 years.
So you're not a hafiz now.
Right now,
you are a forgetter. You are a nasi. You're the opposite of that.
Sure.
So but whenever you identify yourself, you say I'm a nasi, not a hafiz.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. But so when you come to the people, because when you come to the people and say I'm a hafiz, that means you memorize currently. That's what hafiz means. It does not mean in the past. It's not like okay, someone asks me what is your job, and I say I'm a dentist, and I used to be a dentist when I'm no longer a dentist. Cannot say that because I'm no longer a dentist. Okay,
fair enough. My intention was not to say that I remember everything of the Quran right now, but my intention was to say that I'd memorized the Quran while I was a Muslim. I know that if you ask me Surah Maryam, Surah Taha, if you ask me Surah Furqan, if you ask me Surah An-Naml, I will not know it. But
so you don't memorize. Okay, good.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask about is jihad, and what I wanted to narrate is this hadith from Sahih Muslim number 22. It says, it has been narrated on the authority of Abdullah ibn Umar that the Messenger of Allah said, I have been commanded to fight against people till they testify that there is no God but Allah, that Muhammad is the Messenger of Allah, and they establish prayer and pay zakat, and if they do it, their blood and property are guaranteed protection on my behalf, except when justified by law, and their affairs rest with Allah. So Prophet Muhammad said that people's blood and property will only be safe from him if they say there's no God but Allah, do the prayer, and give the zakah. So does that mean that the blood and property of peaceful non-Muslims who did not bother Prophet Muhammad were not safe from him because they did not testify the shahada, pray, or give the zakah? If so, then why?
The answer is you do not take the Islamic tradition with one hadith and then make up a kind of a belief and then leave the fact that there is tens of thousands of other hadith and leave the fact that there is Quran, a full Quran, which gives you commands of what to do. So you cannot take a hadith, which you mentioned right now, out of context and then try to generalize that this is the only thing that Muslims can do, the only thing that Muslims do. Allah clearly mentions in the Quran that the people who do not believe, they have something which is called the jizya, which is mentioned in the Quran. Chapter 9, Mr. Memorizer, chapter 9, which verse?
Verse 20.
No, 29. Can you read from the beginning? Do you know the verse?
Yeah. قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ولا يدينون دين الحق من
لا ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ورسوله
ولا يدينون من الذين أوتوا الكتاب حتى يعطوا الجزية عن يد وهم صاغرون.
So you know very well that there is something called jizya, and you're reading the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ and acting as if there is no alternative option, which is clearly stipulated in the Quran. And Surah At-Tawbah is from the last chapters that was revealed. So this is not something that happened. This is clear cut in the Quran. Now the hadith that you quoted now to answer what you're saying, it says, "Umirtu an uqatil an-nas." You understand Arabic, yeah?
A little bit, not very much. I'm Indian by background. Go ahead.
Okay. So uqatil is from af'al al-musharaka. Can you tell me what af'al al-musharaka are?
No, sir. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Af'al al-musharaka in the Arabic language, at least you're honest, which is I like this. Af'al al-musharaka are the verbs in the Arabic language in which you need two people to participate in order for that verb to happen. So here, uqatil here needs more than one person. Cannot be one person doing it. Aqtula is to kill. Uqatila is to fight. And in order for you to fight, you need another person to fight with. Uqatila nas here in the Arabic language. It's from af'al al-musharaka. So it requires another person. And the only person you can do qital against is a male combatant. Because anyone else, a child, a woman, elderly man, a priest, etc., the Prophet ﷺ explicitly prohibited fighting against those. So we understand now everything in context now. So when the Prophet ﷺ said uqatil, umirtu an uqatil, here it is referring to other male combatants. So the Prophet ﷺ was commanded to fight other male combatants. Here it says an-nas. What does an-nas mean?
People in general.
People, so includes even Muslims.
Qatilun nas. Yeah.
So according to your understanding, you go even fight the Muslims because you're taking that hadith out of context. And the hadith does not stipulate anything there about the religion of someone. He says, La ilaha illallah. Maybe there's a Muslim who doesn't say outwardly, La ilaha illallah. He doesn't pray and gives the zakah. So according to your understanding as well, we start fighting that person as well with the rest of the people. As I said, we take the hadith in line with everything else. Okay, so here, uqatil al-nas here, when you take the hadith in line with everything else, the Prophet ﷺ was commanded to deliver the message. The message must be delivered to everyone. So if there is a nation that prohibits us from delivering the message, giving the message to other people, then we will do qital, we will do fighting, we'll fight against the government of that nation in order for Islam to spread in that nation, or in order for the message to be delivered to the people of that nation. When you enter that nation, you're not going to force people to accept Islam, but you will fight the government, you will overtake the government to allow the message to reach. Prophet ﷺ had a methodology. First, he sends a letter, like he sent a letter to the Persian king, the king of Bahrain. He sent a letter to those kings and he said to them to accept him as the messenger of God. They refused. Then the Prophet ﷺ, he said to them, okay, let me preach the message. They say no. He says, okay, let's do a treaty in which the Muslim traders will enter and then you can spread the message that way. They say no and they persecute people. Then Muslims believe that we do fight that other government in order for the message of Islam to spread to everyone. And when you look at the life of Prophet ﷺ, you see the application of that. There were people there, non-Muslims, living with the Prophet ﷺ under the Islamic Empire, right or wrong. They were not killed. Then clearly you're not understanding the hadith, because if the hadith means what you think it means, the Prophet would have gone and done things to them. No, he established that there's something called the jizya, and they paid the jizya, which is mentioned in the Quran in the verse that you recited, and you got the number wrong and the recitation wrong, but you did recite well. So this is our understanding of the hadith. Is that clear?
Yes. My question is, so this is the verse I wanted to come back to, Surah Tawbah verse 29, the one that says, I just want to read the translation really quickly. Fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor comply with what Allah and His Messenger have forbidden, nor embrace the religion of truth from among those who are given the scripture until they pay the tax, willingly submitting, fully humble. So my question is, these verses that were given towards the end of the life of Prophet Muhammad, this is Surah Tawbah, as you mentioned, is one of the last surahs in the Quran. So what did Prophet Muhammad and his companions gain out of invading other territories, killing their men, taking their women and property? Isn't Islam supposed to be...
Okay, now you're making claims. Give evidence now. Which territories they went and they killed their men and took their women and property? Go ahead.
There were several...
Look, you lied in the beginning about being a Hafid, now you're making another lie. You make yourself look bad, which is not good. Where did Muslims go and take the properties of other people and take their women, as you claim?
Yes.
So they went, you said they went to their land, and in the land they took the properties and the women.
Yes,
that's your claim.
Yes.
Give me evidence now.
I'll give you the evidence, but give me just 1 second. I just want to say I'm not all.
I cannot give you 1 second.
Okay.
Give me the evidence.
I'll give you the evidence.
I know you're not all knowledgeable, Afif. Who doesn't know this? I know very well. We just tested you in the Quran. We know you're not all knowledgeable.
Yes.
We
so
know,
in Banu Qurayza, okay,
yes.
Banu al-Mustaliq with
Banu Qurayza. What happened with Banu Qurayza?
With Banu Qurayza, there was a treat. So Banu Qurayza were planning to betray Prophet Muhammad in the Battle of Al-Khandaq, and
they betrayed him already, not just planned. They betrayed him.
They didn't take up arms. They didn't have a chance because the Quraysh.
They didn't have a chance because they didn't have enough time and the Prophet came back quickly.
Yes.
That doesn't mean they didn't betray him. Just because they didn't have enough time to actually kill you does not mean they actually betrayed you.
Yes,
Okay. So the incident of Banu Qurayza is showing you lie because they didn't go and take a land and take the women of the people and do what you claimed they did. In fact, there was a treaty, people broke the treaty, and then there was a fight and there was a siege and it was war. So it was not what you claimed. It was a group of people who betrayed, did treason, and they tried to kill the Muslims and take over their lands. So what they were trying to do, trying to attack the Muslims from the back and take over the land and take their women. So the fact is that Banu Qurayza was doing what you're accusing the Muslims to do. Now, give me a clear-cut examples in which Muslims went to a land, took the homes of someone, you claimed, and then took their women from that land. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure. There's one narration, I don't have it in front of me, but it says during the Battle of Hunain, the Messenger of Allah sent us to Autas and we captured a group of excellent women.
So during the Battle of Hunain, so this is a battle, war, Muslims are fighting against the kuffar. So it doesn't support what you're saying. It's not that they went to a specific land and they took over this and that. So now you're claiming they took captives of war in Autas.
Yes.
But that was not your claim. Your claim was that they go into a land and take the women in the land and take the properties in the land.
Yes, sir.
Because in Islam, there's no such thing. There are prisoners of war, which Milk al-Yamin, which is you want to try to mention now. This exists in war. These only people taken as prisoners of war. If I went to a land and I conquered the land and took over the land, I'm not allowed to take Milk al-Yamin from the citizens who live in the land. There's no such thing. Okay, go ahead. Give evidence from the Quran and Hadith that you can make someone who is free a Milk al-Yamin.
Okay.
Other than in war. Bring me a scholar who said that. Go ahead.
No.
Give me evidence. Give me evidence.
When you invade another village and kill their men and take their women, isn't that doesn't that satisfy the condition of taking women as sex slaves?
No. Again, we said in war, if we're fighting another people and we take captives of war, this is not going to a land. For example, when we had Andalusia, when they went to different parts of the land, they went to Egypt, when they went to these different parts, they didn't go and take the women they pleased from the population. That's ahistorical. I don't know what you're talking about. But again, I asked you, where is the evidence that you can take, which is explicit hadith on this, it's haram for you to make someone free as a slave, to make someone free milk al-yamin. You cannot do that. The only way, which is a consensus of scholars, the only way someone can become milk al-yamin is to be a prisoner of war. That's the only path that is left open after Islam. You cannot take a free person like the people used to do, take a free person and then enslave them. But you're Christian, Afif, aren't you?
No, I'm atheist.
You're not a Christian.
No.
You were not Christian ever in your life.
No, I was Muslim before.
So where do you get the concept of right and wrong from?
Right and wrong. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From empathy, from the ability to understand people's pain and suffering. That's where I understand what is right and wrong. Like, for example, I know. So
if there is suffering, therefore X is wrong. If I suffer, then that thing is wrong.
Yes, sir. If you cause suffering to somebody else, yes.
No, what you said suffering. So it is just causing someone else. What about myself? If I cause suffering to myself?
Yes.
It's wrong as well.
Wrong. Yes. I believe so.
So if I'm a teacher who's teaching boxing and then causing suffering to my trainee in order for him to learn how to box, that's wrong according to you, because I'm causing him suffering. If I'm causing suffering by training that person every day, waking him up in the morning, telling him to run, telling him there is suffering there. Therefore, it's wrong according to you. Him learning how to self-defend and increase and embetter his body, that's wrong.
I think I didn't define it correctly. I think you have to add consent in there. Like, if the suffering is caused without somebody's consent, then that's would be wrong or immoral or evil.
Okay, so if when I don't consent and I feel a toothache in my teeth, which causes me suffering, which is actually giving me a sign that I need to go to a doctor to fix my teeth, that's bad. That pain that helps me to save my teeth from losing my teeth is bad according to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the end of this conversation.
Okay, sure. Do you think you could give me just 1 minute?
No, I can't give you 1 minute.
Okay, no problem.
All I'm going to say is the following. As an atheist, Afif, you've got no grounds to say to anyone what is right and wrong, because you've got no objective moral standard in which you can enforce on others. So you cannot come here to me. You can say subjectively what you think, as you said, empathy and suffering. It's a subjective opinion. You cannot come and try to enforce this on us and say Islam is saying this, Islam is saying that, and it is wrong. Why does Islam say this and that? Because you do not have a criteria in order for you to identify what is objectively right and objectively wrong to begin. Okay. Anyways, Afif, I appreciate at least a little bit of honesty, because you did lie, but I do appreciate at least, I would say, the good manners that you displayed in the discussion. Okay.
Thank you very much.
I gave you a chance to come. You wanted to come and talk. I give you a chance to come and talk.
I appreciate that.
No problem, Afif. Bye bye.
Wow, guys. Honestly speaking, like I just want to address the power he said that you don't take one verse to actually, like, how will I put the word, like, to just generalize everything. And some Muslims actually do that to the Christians, like, they just, take a verse and quote it and say that that's what we believe in, that's how we do. So generally, you're supposed to read the scriptures very well and understand. So I like the fact that he came up to, stand for his religion and, prove to him that, oh, this is not what it's all about, you get. And the man coming up to say he's an ex-Muslim, I feel even ex-Christians to do come up and be like, oh, I was a Christian before, now I'm Muslim. And they'll be like, oh, salam alaikum, like, happy. But when you see someone living, like, he's an ex-Muslim and he's, attacking, like, why are you telling us you're an ex-Muslim? Why can't you just talk normally? You get. But actually, you've been accepting it when other religions come up and be like, oh, I was an ex-Christian, oh, I was an ex-Hindu, like, especially Christians, they're like, oh, I was an ex-Christian, I'm now a Muslim. They will never say, don't tell us that, we don't have information. So it's more like a testimony to the new religion, like, okay, wow, that's nice, so welcome, you understand? So it's not really like he's trying to, like, show off or anything, you get. And I think he has quite a memory out, like, there, because, like, he could remember everything, like, he could, not every single thing, but he really tried when he was trying to answer the questions. The guy actually told him to turn back, thinking that maybe he was, like, looking through the net or something. But actually, he was just, like, saying it from his mind. And I understand, because the Muslims are always very devoted to their Quran, and they always really, they go to their Lekeu classes and all to learn Arabic. So I'm not really much surprised that he knew some things, because when you learn something while growing up, it's stuck in there with you. So guys, come to today's reaction. Don't forget to like the comment, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.